All right, let's go to story number 4, reported by the World of Buzz. So there's a woman in Indonesia, and this shit is real. I vet this stuff. I make sure there's multiple news outlets that report it. There's a woman in Indonesia, and she met a man on a dating app.
Oh,
And
I already know it's bad.
the man claimed to be a doctor with impressive academic credentials. After a couple of weeks, the man went to stay at the woman's place, and eventually they got engaged. And soon after that, they got married. There was a problem. Gabby, what was the issue?
He wasn't a doctor.
Is that your answer?
I mean, that's the probably the most obvious issue, but there's definitely a lot. But sure, that's what I'm going with.
Okay, so you're right when you say he wasn't. But instead of he wasn't a doctor, he wasn't a man. It was a woman. Joel, you got picture? That's a picture of the doctor right there.
Oh my God.
The wife became suspicious because she never met his parents and she never saw his genitals. By the 4th month of marriage, the man had still not undressed in front of her. The woman noticed lumps on the man's chest, and he said it was caused by hormones. They did have sex, but the husband claimed later that he only used his fingers, or her fingers, I guess. And finally, after 10 months, the husband got caught when taking a shower. That's when the woman caught, that this is a woman when she was taking a shower. And so they got divorced. Here's a question for you. And this isn't like my main question. This is like a side question.
Sure.
Does this count as catfishing because like they actually met and everything? So like, does that count as catfishing?
I mean, to an extreme degree, yes, because you're lying about something. But also, that woman deserves to be catfished. If you don't know, and you get married to the point and you're like, oh yeah, like that's how we're going to do. In what world? Like, I just don't, I can't, I cannot. First of all, too, like, I don't know, it's a very feminine looking man. If you were to believe that was a man, like I would think that a little feminine looking.
Maybe Indonesia is different a little. I don't know. I'm just,
I don't know. It reminds me of like Ted. Did you ever see the movie Ted?
The teddy bear movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he has to have sex with the carrot because he doesn't have a penis. Like I was waiting for you to be like, oh yeah, she lied and said she used like the remote instead of like, how do you not, I'm sorry. Like, no, you don't. Come on.
I mean, 10 months, right? 10 months. So in 10 months, she did not see a penis in 10 months.
Yeah. 10 days. If you don't see it, it's not there. Okay. I'm sorry. And if you're going to marry the person, you better see it before you get married. Did you ever learn your lesson? Like, come on, man.
You heard it here first. Gabby's limit is 10 days. You heard it right here.
If I have to question if it's there, 10 minutes, to be quite honest. If I don't know if it's there or not, and that's a problem. I would waste 10 months of my life.
So if you were set up on a blind date, and if you're thinking, I don't know for sure if this is man, are you like, okay, pull him down. Let's see. Pull him down.
I mean, I would hope if I was set up on a blind date, the person setting me up wasn't like, oh, by the way, I'm pretty sure he's a man and I know that's what you're into. Like, who is setting me up? Like, what an asshole. Like, to be quite honest. But if I'm questioning it, I'm not going to be rude, but I would ask. I'm a very upfront person, I think, especially on dates, possibly why I'm single. Who knows? I'm not going to get into that. But I'm very open and upfront because if you're going to waste your time with somebody, you need to know everything you're getting, or what's the point?
Absolutely. Well, this leads me to my next question.
Uh-oh.
Have you...
I set myself up for these things.
I should have got 20 stories because you're fun. I should have gone more than 7. Have you ever met someone online and found out that they weren't exactly who they said they were?
Honestly, no. And this isn't a fun story because the only thing I will say is never like appearance wise. No, I've never been catfished. I've never been like lied to in that sense, but I have talked to people who full on have like a full relationship or have a girlfriend and they're just not honest about it.
Oh,
and that's
really?
fun to find out. Yeah. Like crazy. Like you're insane. Like you're talking to me and like, all I have to do is like snoop a little bit. Cause I'm like, oh, it's a little weird. He only wants to talk here like these certain times. And then like you're full on in a relationship with someone for years, and then the girl gets involved. Like it's no, thank you.
You hear that shit all the time. Happens all the time.
It's honestly scary, and that's like the one thing I will say about like dating now. It's very easy to do that kind of shit because you meet these people on apps and it's like not really real until it gets real. So like people can tell you anything at all.
Yeah.
And you have to, what's the point of you not believing it if you're trusting to like tell this person about your life? But
True.
there's bad people. Check out my DMs. You would agree with me.
Did you see the documentary on Manti, the football player?
Oh my God, I just watched it.
Like, and that dude, he was a superstar football player.
Yeah.
Could have had any woman that he wanted, and he got suckered in by, like, it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable story.
Oh my God, that documentary, I actually told everyone I work with that, like, you have to watch this because he got like an outpouring of support after it too.
Yes. Yeah.
I have my whole opinion on this, but like what was done to him, like it blows my mind that that's not like a criminal charge.
I agree. He got
like,
fucked in the draft. He
the
did.
The mental abuse of like being on the phone with someone that you're literally talking to, you think is dying, and like you can like, in what world is that not a crime of like your brain, of your mental state of health, and like all this shit? Like it breaks my heart for him because it's that was wild to me. But
yeah, it was. Yeah.
I can talk about that for the whole rest of it. I love documentaries. I'm a big nerd.
All right, let's go to story number 1. We're at the last one already.
Wow, so sad for you.
Story. What am I going to do with the rest of my day?
I've been the highlight of this entire series. I'm just
highlight of the month.
Highlight of the month. Up after today.
Story number 1 was reported by 3 News GH. This one is all, you're going to love this one. I already know it. So there's a man from Ghana, a 42-year-old guy. His name is Kofi Ada, and he's also known as Wofa Ada. Okay. He said that he was having a dream, and keep in mind that he's in Ghana. He said he was having a dream that he was slaughtering a goat to help his wife prepare dinner. He woke up from the dream and he discovered something. Gabby, what did he do? What's that?
He killed her.
Your answer is that he killed the woman?
Yeah.
He actually somehow, while dreaming, cut off his penis. We have censored video from GH1 TV out of Ghana. Put that up, Joel. There's the end result right there. The dude cut off his penis, dreaming about slaughtering a goat. And I got so many questions that I don't have answers to here. Like, where the hell did he get the knife? Was he sleepwalking? Did he sleepwalk to the kitchen? How did he not feel it the moment that he made contact? You know what I'm saying?
She definitely did it.
You think it's a cover-up?
Yes, 100%.
Really?
There's no way. She did it, and she said he cheated on her. And she said, if you want to make this right, you better let me do this. And then that's it. And you never tell anyone it was me. Because he's not going to go to jail for hurting himself.
You're telling me that the wife said to him, if you want to make this right, let me cut off your penis. And he said, all right, well, I got to make it right.
You got to make it right. You got to make it right. That's what happens. You want to stick it somewhere it doesn't belong. She deserves to do that to you.
Wow. Okay. You said,
don't blame a poor goat. A goat dream? That's all you got for me?
That's what he said.
I'm supposed to believe?
Okay. You said earlier that you're like a fun girlfriend and everything. Are you the type of girl where you're so persuasive and you're so in demand, I guess, that if a guy screwed up, and if you said, look, you got to make it right, so here's the knife, guys in your life would be like, oh, got to make it right, so do what you got to do.
First of all, don't ever question my persuasive skills, because they are phenomenal. But when it comes to me, I don't have the tolerance for it. Like, I wouldn't need to do anything to you because you've made your decision and then my hands are clean of you. If you ever think you want to stray and do something like that, I wouldn't need to say shit. I would be like, goodbye, and you would never see me again. I wouldn't want you anymore. And it doesn't do much for him to not have a penis anymore. So
so why would you do it?
Because she's dumping him after he leaves the hospital.
Got it.
And now he can never touch anyone. It's actually strategically genius on her part.
I see. Interesting. So she said, if you want to make it right, meaning if you want to keep the marriage going, then you're going to do this. He's like, okay, fine, let's keep the marriage going. And then she said, I'll see you later.
Yeah. And what are you going to do when it's too late?
Interesting. All right. Well, here's my question about this one.
Okay.
Now, I chose to stay away from knives and I chose to stay away from cutting off appendages. So have you ever had a dream so real that you thought that it really happened? Or has anything in real life ever been so good that you thought that it was a dream? Or both?
Interesting. So something very funny that happened, and it's not answering the question fully, but it's the first thing that came to mind is in high school, me and my best friend went to a party, got drunk, whatever, and she slept over. And in the middle of the night, she woke up abruptly. And so I woke up and I looked at her and she slapped me across the face, like slapped me across the face, turned back around and went to sleep. And I was like, and it was literally one of those things where like, I'm like, did that really happen? Like, what the fuck is happening? And like, I didn't do anything. I was like, that was so strange. And then the next day I was like talking to her. I was like, do you have any idea that she's like, you're lying. That never happened. I said, it happened. You woke up, looked me in the eye and like slapped me across the face as if like I had hooked up with your boyfriend. You were
cut off his penis.
Yeah. Cut off. Yeah. Who knows? You know, you look, her eyes were open. It was one of the creepiest things of all time. And like she to this day has zero recollection of it. Like has no idea that it happened. Thinks that I'm lying when I tell the story to anybody.
Interesting. So, okay. So if she woke up and slapped you in the face, like where were you guys positioned? Was she like sleeping next to you? So she just rolled over?
Yeah. So she was sleeping next to me and she got up like abruptly and was just sitting up. So I sat up and I was looking at her. I was like, are you okay? Cause like we were drinking. I was like, are you good? Are you going to throw up? And she literally turns to me, eyes open, wailed me across the face and then laid back down and turned over. And I was like, still half drunk, still like so in shock. But I was like, if she is like dreaming or sleepwalking, like you're not supposed to wake them up. I've seen Step Brothers. I understand, you know, but
yeah, you want to learn anything about what to do in life, watch Step Brothers.
One of the greatest, I don't care, one of the greatest movies of all time to this day. But yeah, so like I didn't say anything. And then the next day I said to her, like, why did you do that? Like that was great. To this day, like literally that was high school. We're still best friends. And she denies that it ever happened and says like there's no way. She thinks I'm lying every time I tell the story. So there's
some ulterior motives here. There's something going. There's something.
Maybe
she's got some issue. Something happened.
Probably.
I don't know. Maybe you wouldn't drink her jungle juice. Maybe that was it. I'm trying to figure out what the hell could have happened. Something happened.
Listen, if it's that deep, we're gonna have to deal with it. Now you brought up some mixed emotions. I'm gonna have to call her after this.
Right? Yeah.
Now I'm angry all over again.
I'm like the opposite of a therapist. I just kind of make people madder, I guess, you know?
It's not good. You don't want to see me angry. I told you my accent comes out way more when I'm angry. This is what happens. I've heard yours a little bit today.
Oh, you've heard it now?
Yeah.
It's coming out?
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, so you're kind of like the Incredible Hulk, sort of. Except you don't get big and green. You just get a thicker accent when you get angry.
Yes, but also incredible.
But also, aren't you already, Gabby?
That's what I'm saying. I don't have to turn into something incredible. That's just 24/7. You know?
Got it.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, we'll start posting spoilers about your favorite new movies.